This is one of those times of years when you look around the NFL and you say, you know, my team is this, my team is that. I think our team has this best wide receiver. I think our team has this. But it all comes down to what happens, obviously, on the football field. And more so with training camp and OTAs and mini camp. Just get your guys healthy and get them out of there so that you get an opportunity to see these guys, you know, on the field. But I thought this one was kind of interesting given how the NFL is a quarterback-driven league and the supporting cast of these quarterbacks, given the wide receiver position and how important it is in today's NFL, the best duos in all of the National Football League. This comes from Bleacher Report's Maurice Moten. And I thought the list was kind of compelling because number 5 on this list is a emerging duo that if at times the quarterback play was just a little bit better and a little more consistent, this could be a top 3 duo. But at number 5, it's Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson from the Minnesota Vikings. And we know who their quarterback is in one Kirk Cousins.
It's a very good duo. Kirk's a little slightly above league average quarterback, and they're fine. Like that duo is as good as you're going to find. Like there's maybe a couple better, but they are very, very, very good.
Last year, Jefferson caught 88 passes for 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns. Holds the all-time rookie receiving record in receiving yards last year. Just had a monster year for the Minnesota Vikings.
But isn't it funny how we just not give Kirk credit for these players being who they are?
I feel like a lot of us have felt like the receivers have made Kirk Cousins throughout the years.
I'm gonna give a little pro tip here. No receiver makes a quarterback. The quarterback makes the receiver. Not always.
I was about to say, because I know the receivers made Terry Bradshaw.
First of all, those receivers aren't any good either, okay?
Excuse me?
Most overrated player ever is Lynn Swann, ever.
Whoa!
Ever. He made one play.
Hall of Famer Lynn Swann, Hall of Famer John Stallworth
Terry's overrated too. Made one play. If he didn't play for the Steelers, no one ever hear from him. He has taken that one play that he made, and he has turned it into a career of. Now,
don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting there trying to put on for the Steelers. That's not because that's hustling backwards. But Lynn Swann and John Stallworth, you got to put some respect on those names.
Drew Pearson's better than both of them.
Okay, all right. That's a good way to deflect. That's
better than
good.
both of them.
Love Drew, and then you have a point there. But yeah, Terry Bradshaw completely overrated. Lynn Swann and John Stallworth mega Terry Bradshaw. But Clint Kubiak is going to be the new offensive coordinator for one Kirk Cousins. So new offensive coordinator for one Kirk Cousins going into this offseason. But yes, one of the best duos in the NFL in terms of wide receivers. Last year, Adam Thielen ranked 3rd in touchdown receptions with 14 in 2020. So Adam Thielen had a terrific year also. Number 4, your Dallas Cowboys wide receiver duo comes in. That would be one Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb going into this upcoming season, according to Bleacher Report's best duos at wide receiver.
I hate the idea of limiting it just to duos, because the Cowboys would easily be if not number 1, then number 2 with the best trio.
It's the trio wide receivers.
Because that's really what it is. Nobody just has 2 wide receivers anymore. This is a 3 wide receiver league. And I think you're doing a disservice if you're just going to limit it to 2. But, I mean, I'll take Amari and CeeDee, and I'll put that up against anybody. And they, without question, deserve to be in this top 5. Probably deserve to be a little higher. If Odell and Jarvis Landry are ahead of them, that's a crime. That's being fair there.
Don't worry, they didn't make this list.
Okay.
So you're good.
All right, good.
But last year, Amari Cooper, 92 catches, 1,114 yards, 70.8 catch rate. What I think about when it comes to Amari Cooper in his year last year, how much more monster of a year would it have been for him if Dak Prescott had remained healthy? Because to get 92 catches with the likes of Andy Dalton.
Justin Jefferson's not the rookie of the year if Dak's healthy the whole year. CeeDee is.
Oh, you're talking about – I was mentioning Amari Cooper, but if you're saying if CeeDee is CeeDee,
you said if Dak didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
If Dak didn't get hurt, I mean, that changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
Amari had a good year, no doubt, and he played really well on the road this year as opposed to previous years. But if Dak doesn't get hurt, everything changes. CeeDee's the rookie of the year.
No, I agree. Because CeeDee Lamb would have put up monster numbers, even more than what he did last year. And that's with guys like Andy Dalton, Ben DiNucci, Garrett Gilbert throwing him the football. CeeDee Lamb last year, 74 catches, 935 yards, and 5 touchdowns. My man's got to work on the drops, though. Had a little bit of a drop problem last year, CeeDee Lamb. But I think that's typical for a rookie trying to come in and establish himself. I think at times trying to do a little too much and had a case of the drops at times. But I think with what you're talking about with Dak Prescott coming back, monster numbers could be expected for one CeeDee Lamb. So let's jump into the top three then. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett in Seattle, with your man Russell Wilson and him cooking for the Seattle Seahawks as one of your top three wide receiver duos.
Got to be there. Both of them are top 15 in efficiency. They absolutely deserve to be in this list. And I would maybe, look, I'm probably not going to argue too much with them over Amari and Lamb. I think I would probably have Amari and Lamb ahead of them, but I'm not going to lose my mind over it.
Lockett's an amazing football player. At 5'10", $182, 7 of his 10 touchdowns were within 6 yards of the goal line in 2020, which is amazing for a guy of his stature being able to catch those kinds of touchdowns that close inside of the goal line. And then, of course, DK Metcalf, the physical specimen that he is, continues to amaze with his speed and athleticism. Clearly has world-class speed because he was out here trying to qualify for the Olympics a couple of weeks ago and running the 100-meter dash. So, obviously, for him, a big-time target for one, Russell Wilson. Now we jump into number two. Now, number two is interesting because this duo just formed as of a couple of days ago, and they already have them at number two. Julio Jones and A.J. Brown at number two for the Tennessee Titans. We haven't seen these guys on the field yet to know how good of a duo this team is going to be, but this is obviously based on paper and what Julio Jones has been throughout his career, and maybe A.J. Brown.
No arguments.
In his emergence there.
No arguments there.
You're okay with him at number two over Lamb and, Cooper and Metcalf and Lockett, and they've been on the field together already?
I don't care that they've been on the field together. I'm putting talent together, and that's what it is.
Okay.
Now, if you were to say quarterback-receiver tandem, where you're factoring the quarterback in there, then yes, I can't put him there yet. But they don't need to know how to work together to play together. Not yet. I mean, you know what I mean? It's wide receiver to play different positions, different sides. There are different sides of the field for crying out loud. For sometimes. So yeah, I don't care about. I'm just looking here at strictly talent.
A.J. Brown going 6'1", 226.
And they got it right. If Evans and Godwin are one, then they got it right.
Well, that's who they got at number one.
There you go. That's good. They're the best. They are the best.
Going back to A.J. Brown for a quick second, through 2 seasons, averaging 17.4 yards a catch for the Tennessee Titans, over 1,000 yards in both of his campaigns with a total of 19 touchdowns. And we know, of course, what Julio Jones has done as an all-pro throughout his entire career with the Atlanta Falcons. But yes, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, number one wide receiver duo in all of the NFL, one Thomas Edward Patrick Brady throwing the football to both of them going into the season.
He has 2 middle names?
Yes, it's Thomas Edward.
I knew I didn't like him for a reason.
Oh, you didn't know that was his?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady.
Oh,
yes.
no. Oh, that's such a shame. I'm looking at some advanced numbers here. I think the Vikings are getting a little disrespected because they are the only one. They are the only team that had 2 receivers in the top 10 in efficiency last year. I think they're getting a little bit disrespected in this list, being so low.
Well, where would you put it? Where would you put them ahead on this list? Then would you move them up over a certain group on this list?
Looking at that, I would probably put them 1. I'm sorry, Tampa 1, them 2.
Oh, okay.
Tennessee 3, Cowboys 4, Seattle 5.
Okay,
probably how I would do it.
Here's what I wanted to ask you on Julio Jones real quick. How much does he move the needle for the Titans going into this upcoming season? Granted, the division that they play in the AFC South, with teams like, the Colts and the Jaguars. And those. How much does he move the needle for them, actually, at 32 years of age?
I don't know that he's an upgrade over Corey Davis at this stage of his career.
Wow. Okay.
Like last year, Corey Davis, his numbers were about the same. His efficiency numbers were about the same as Julio's. I mean, they're both top 10. So, I mean, I think they replaced him because they obviously lost Davis to the Jets. And he might be a little bit better, but I don't think it's like a tier up I think they're probably about on the same tier. So yeah, I think that Tennessee is a 10-win team. They're a playoff team. I would take the under. I saw this on the fan text. I love this idea. Take the parlay the under Titans win total and them winning the AFC South. Love that parlay.
Wow.
Give it to me right now. It's a great idea.
So under 10 wins, it's still winning?
No. Under their win total.
Oh, under their win. Okay.
So their win. Give it a minute because their win total is going to go up.
Okay.
So give it a minute. Bet the under win total and then them to win the AFC South.
Wow.